and welcome back to Lady Jane Books. Today I'm doing a full review on They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman. I rated this book a 1.5 out of 5 stars. Not the best. They Wish They Were Us by Jessica Goodman follows Jill. Jill is a senior at the prestigious Gold Coast Prep School. It is her year to shine, a year full of possibilities, tests, and achievement. And of course, Jill is going to be a player. Jill is part of the secret society within Gold Coast Prep that is known as the Players. The Players are seen as the creme de la creme and the elite student group of the entire school. The Players have everything you could possibly want. Status, money, scholarships, prestigious college acceptances. They are the it group. But being a player is no easy task. To be a player, each member must complete some very grueling, embarrassing, and difficult tasks. It's a form of hazing. But if you make it, you are golden. However, last year, things were not so golden. Shayla Arnold, Jill's best friend, was murdered by her boyfriend. But hopefully everyone can just move on. Can't they? The premise of this book really intrigued me. I was told that it's kind of Gossip Girl-like with a lot of secrets and twists and turns and a murder mystery, but this book fell really flat for me. The first thing that really annoyed me was that there is a lot of cheating, academic cheating, not otherwise cheating, academic cheating in this book because the players have access to the entire database of test questions and SAT prep questions and all this really like forbidden knowledge because they're players. And that's something that I'm staunchly against. I had a very successful academic career, I might say, and I know that I have worked my behind off for every single grade that I ever earned. So seeing these elite students have access to an insurmountable amount of test questions and answers was really grating on my sense of integrity. So that right there made me lose a lot of interest. I also felt that there were way too many characters at the beginning of this novel. I know the author did this to add intrigue into the whodunit aspect concerning the murder of Shayla Arnold, but to me it just seemed very flimsy. This book was also incredibly slow moving. I felt that there really wasn't any intrigue or action or anything until about page 120. And to me, that was a little bit of a snooze fest. I also had a problem because the murderer was so obvious, it was painful. By chapter 3, I had the entire thing figured out. I also was incredibly annoyed with the protagonist. She was very, very dull and very spineless. For example, she puts all of this importance into becoming a player and having all of these test answers and getting into a top school by being a player, but to me, I'm like, if you put all of that effort in becoming a player to get the test answers into just learning the material that you'll be tested on, you would have like aced it anyway. It's incredibly annoying. She just said some really dumb things. Like she was talking about the person who was suspected of murdering her best friend, and she noticed that he had an 87 average. And she thinks to herself, well, at least he didn't have a scholarship. Come on now, girl. No. We're talking about your best friend's murder here. No, we don't think about who has a scholarship and who doesn't. Oh my gosh. So she was really annoying and really like mean girl-esque a bit, but the thing is, I felt like she wasn't smart enough to even be a mean girl, so sometimes you just want to shake her. It was so annoying. She also made some stupid decisions. There's this one guy that she really likes named Adam, and Adam's off at college. Adam's a freshman in college while she's still a senior in high school, and she just develops this goo goo gaga crush on him and just thinks like the sun is shining out of his behind. And being like a older, wiser woman now, I'm like, girl, there's something wrong with this whole situation. Like, no. Why would he come back to hang out with a senior at this point? He wouldn't. He's got a college, he's got college friends. He doesn't need to be coming back to hang out with you. I'm sorry, that's just the way life works. There's something incredibly wrong here. So that was a big just no for me. I also hated that she was so far infatuated with this guy too, instead of focusing on her own career and her own goals. There's a part in the book where she decides to go to the same school as he does, and she tries to convince herself that it's because they have a great program and this is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. But it's incredibly obvious that she just wants to follow this guy around like a puppy. And I take education incredibly seriously. I think that everybody should have goals and everybody should try to reach their full potential. And for me, she was just clipping her own potential just to follow around this guy who was not any good news and nothing special, sorry to say. Sorry, not sorry. And she doesn't stand up for what she thinks is right and about finding out who really killed her friend, and she just kind of goes along with the crowd and lets everything be, even though that could have disastrous consequences. So this girl was so annoying to read about. I can't stress how much I disliked this character. There was also just a lot of juvenile thought process. So to be a player, you have to basically go through this whole hazing thing. And you have to do these really embarrassing, really stupid, and really dangerous tasks in order to be part of this elite group. Woohoo. And what annoyed me is that she was so down for planning all of this hazing and all of this dangerous stuff for everybody else to do, but then when it came for her brother to do it, she was like, not my brother, this has to be changed. No, he's my brother. But it's okay to inflict pain and humiliation on everybody else as long as it's not your brother? No, girl. You got a lot of learning to do. No, girl. I just felt that Jill was very immature and very dumb in this book. There were also a lot of weird relationships in this book, like how people were related to each other and then who was dating who and who was dating who that was related to who's dating who. Who? I have a headache. So that was really, really annoying, and I actually had to draw it out for myself, like a map of the who's who dating who type of situation. That was too much for me and my brain. Nope. I will say that this book got slightly better at the end. Originally, I was going to rate this book 0.5 stars out of 5 stars, but I do feel that Jill grew the tiniest bit at the very end of the book and started really making decisions for herself, and maybe even though they were the wrong decisions, she was making decisions for herself. So that's what bumped it up to a 1.5 star for me. Overall, this book is very cheesy. It's very juvenile. I may have read this book at the most wrong point in my life, where I've completed my education. I've gone through a lot of things to get where I am now. And so maybe these characters were way too young for me and I couldn't relate to them. And I just have more like worldly wisdom, I guess. But I personally didn't care for this book too much, although I do think that somebody who can suspend their disbelief and ignore all the things I just told you guys about may enjoy this book for a mystery aspect. I was so disappointed in this book because look at this cover. It's the most gorgeous cover. It's got like the tartan plaid, it's got like the gold chains, the color's gorgeous, it's incredible, and I picked it up on a whim because I thought the cover was so beautiful, and I was so disappointed with the story and the characters. Sometimes that's life though, Jane, sometimes that's life. And that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Lady Jane Books. Today I'm doing a full review of, oh, I should have had the book ready. Jane, what are you doing? Amateur. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Lady Jane Books. Today I'm doing a full review, did you hear that? That sounded not right. Furry review, furry. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Lady Jane Books. Today, let's do a little more pep, Jane. Let's do a little more pep. The players have everything. Status, money, college acceptances. Deeply, and we're not really originally I was going to rate it about 0.05 stars. Originally I was going to rate this book about